What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Electro Dragon attack strategy. Now, for those of you that are subscribed to my channel for the Blizzard Lalo content, don't you worry, the next video posted will indeed be Blizzard Lalo for Dummies 2, but today we're going to be talking about Electro Dragons, so let's get right into it. Now, something that makes this army so great, even at Town Hall 15, is the use of siege machines and the way that you can bring multiple along and pick them as you look at the base. The ones that I like to bring are the Battle Blimp to get that Town Hall on bases where funneling into it may be tricky. I also love the use of the Flame Flinger, as you guys will see in the replays coming up. And then I also like to bring a Stone Slammer and a Battle Drill just to have in my backpack. And for pet combinations, I like to use the Yak on the King to bust open those walls, since we are not using any wall breakers in this army composition. And I like to use the Phoenix on the Warden. Reason for that being is that sometimes the Owl will chain certain buildings, which will then mess up the Electro Dragon chain, and keeping that Warden alive for just a little bit longer, that Warden aura, believe it or not, really does help our Electro Dragons to stay alive a little longer, which really can be a game changer. And then for my clan castle, I do like to bring Yetis instead of balloons and a Dragon Rider. Reason being, when using a Flame Flinger, lots of trash buildings are often left along the outside, and should you choose to bring balloons or Dragon Riders, they will go straight for defenses, oftentimes leaving those trash buildings untouched, and the result that you do not get 3 stars. A high percent 2-star due to bringing those Yetis is much better than leaving all those trash building percentage points on the outside. Last thing I want to discuss is chain value. Electro Dragons can chain up to 5 buildings. Now, in order for them to chain, a building must be within 1 tile. So something like this, or even like this, you're good. But something such as this, which is 2 tiles or more, your Electro Dragon will not be able to chain that building. Now, their chain value can also go horizontally, so something such as this, or even something such as this, which is 1 tile away horizontally, you're good. But something such as this, which you will see in a lot of bases, your Electro Dragons will not be able to chain those. This is good, and even this is good. Now, one of the things that makes E-Dragons so solid is that not only can they be used as a spam army, but you can also put a little bit of thought into your deployment and pick apart bases piece by piece. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to deploy 2 E-Dragons on the top side to chain that scatter shot compartment nice and early and pick up some decent value there. I'm also going to use a Flame Flinger on this attack to pick off that bottom section of the base where there are a bunch of defenses that do not have the range to shoot at it. So we'll just let that Flame Flinger go to work, pick up some value before we start with phase 2 of our attack. Now, a great thing about this strategy is that you have 5 freezes and 4 rages, which is a lot of spells. So I was able to invest 2 freezes and a rage up on the top side. In my opinion, that was worth it. And then we're going to send in the rest of our E-Dragons straight into this Town Hall compartment with our Grand Warden, our heroes on the outside to funnel them in. We're going to pop a dual rage here in a second, along with the Eternal Atone to keep all those balloons alive as well, keep them all pushing into this main compartment. The reason for the early Warden ability and not waiting for them to make it to the Town Hall is because I can only assume that this area is littered with traps, which it indeed is, and we want our balloons to push in and soak up as many as possible, keep as many E-Dragons alive early on as we possibly can. Now, a big thing to note with this army is you'll see a lot of the base is gone, but what we're relying on now is our heroes and that Flame Flinger to finish it off. You'll see all of our E-Dragons are dead at this point. That Warden with the Phoenix is going to finish off that scatter shot, which is a nice touch. We still have the Queen ability, and now there's not much base left. You'll see that Yak helped the King to beat through that wall, so he can start taking out those buildings. Queen still has her ability. Those Yetis on the bottom cleaned up those trash buildings where a Dragon Rider or balloons would not have done that. And you can see that we don't overkill this base, but we have enough to get it done. Now, with this second base here, I just want to point out how perfect this base is for Electro Dragons. Every single thing here has insane chain value. Looking at this originally, I was debating using a blimp to ensure that I secured that Town Hall, but you'll see here in a second, I actually end up using the Flame Flinger along with 1 Electro Dragon on the bottom-ish left side, so that our King along with the Yak can beat through a wall, get our heroes working down that left side flank, and keep our E-Dragons funneling in towards that main compartment. So let's see how I get it done. I'm going to start on this top side right here with the Flame Flinger. I'm going to let it do a little bit of work, let it pick off a couple of these buildings to establish a nice funnel on this side for our E-Dragons. I deployed my baby dragon right there just so that those few clan castle troops that came out wouldn't wreck our flame flinger too early. And then I'm trying to pick off that mortar, which I successfully do, just so that our flame flinger doesn't take any additional damage. And now since I used that baby dragon early on, I'm going to opt to use an E-dragon here to ensure our funnel. Now that our E-dragon set that funnel, we're going to just spam the rest of them in. We're not going to do anything fancy here like in the first one, just your classic spam attack. That flame flinger has established some nice funneling on that right side flank, and all of our E-dragons here, as you can see, are going to push into the core with that Grand Warden. We have 2 more rages, 4 freezes. I believe it's enough to get it done. We're going to keep them raged up the entire way through. You'll see that insane chain value one-shotting these high HP, high damage defenses. Town Hall is secured. We have all 3 of our heroes working on that flank. Excuse me, the king is dead, but full health queen, full health royal champion, a rage spell still in the bag, and there is not much left that can stop us. The only thing up that is really a major threat is that scatter shot. We pop that royal champion ability. We still have 1 E-dragon working on cleanup. That Phoenix from the Grand Warden actually one-shots that scatter shot, and with a rage still in the bag, a queen still with ability, there's nothing left that can stop us on this base. But it is a great example of relying on your heroes yet again. Your heroes are a massive part of this army composition. You want your E-dragons to plow through the first 75% and rely on your heroes to finish off the base. A majority of the time, that's how it's going to go. No matter how you use this army, your heroes, instead of being in the beginning like Blizzard Lalo, are actually at the end. And once again, not an overkill, but we got the job done.